In this video, we'll be taking a look at one NFL game happening on October 17, 2024, and providing you with a free team pick and total pick for this game, so 2 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on this one NFL game after fully watching this video. One thing before we start, if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Denver Broncos versus New Orleans Saints. Week 7 of the NFL season kicks off with an interconference showdown in the heart of the Bayou. The Denver Broncos will hit the road to face the New Orleans Saints in a Thursday night football matchup. Denver enters this contest following a tough 23-16 home loss to the Los Angeles Chargers, where they failed to cover the spread as 3-point underdogs. Meanwhile, New Orleans is coming off a brutal 51-27 home defeat at the hands of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a National Football Conference South clash, also failing to cover the spread as 3.5-point underdogs. Historically, the Broncos have dominated this matchup, holding a 9-3 advantage in the all-time regular season series, though the Saints did come away with a convincing 31-3 road victory in their last meeting on November 29, 2020. The Denver Broncos find themselves at 3-3 this season after their recent 23-16 loss to the Chargers. Denver trailed 23-0 through the first 3 quarters before managing to score 16 points in the final quarter, making the game appear closer than it truly was. In that contest, the Broncos were outgained 350-316 in total yards, lost the turnover battle 2-0, and converted only 3 of their 11 third down opportunities. Bo Nix led the team, throwing for 216 yards with 2 touchdowns and 1 interception, while Devon Veal caught 4 passes for 78 yards. Despite the setbacks, Denver has secured wins against Tampa Bay, Las Vegas, and the New York Jets, balancing out losses to Seattle, Pittsburgh, and the Chargers. Denver's offense has been somewhat inconsistent, averaging 19 points per game with 170.8 passing yards and 107.3 rushing yards per contest, while the defense has held opponents to just 16 points per game. Through 6 games, the Broncos have struggled on third down, converting only 25%, though they've fared better on fourth down, going 7-9. Bo Nix has completed 61.1% of his passes for 1,082 yards, throwing 5 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, while Javon Williams has contributed 213 rushing yards. The New Orleans Saints are sitting at 2-4 on the season after suffering a 51-27 blowout loss to Tampa Bay. The Saints briefly clawed their way back into the game after trailing 17-0 in the first quarter, but Tampa Bay dominated from that point forward. The Saints were outgained 594-303 in total yards, tied the turnover battle with 3 apiece, and managed just 4 of 13 third down conversions. Spencer Rattler threw for 243 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, while Alvin Kamara rushed for 40 yards and added a touchdown. New Orleans started the season on a positive note with wins over Carolina and Dallas, but has since dropped games to Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Kansas City. Offensively, the Saints have averaged 28 points per game, with 200.3 passing yards and 119.5 rushing yards per contest, while their defense has allowed 24.5 points per game. The Saints have been relatively effective on third down, converting 47.1% of their attempts, but they've struggled on fourth down, going just 2-6. Spencer Rattler has completed 55% of his passes for 243 yards with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions, while Alvin Kamara has rushed for 428 yards and 6 touchdowns. The last meeting between these 2 teams came in 2020 when the Saints went on the road and dominated the Broncos in a 31-3 victory. While Denver has performed slightly better against the spread this season, going 3-1 against the spread in their last 4 games, New Orleans has struggled, going 1-3 against the spread over the same span. Bo Nix has shown flashes of potential as he continues to develop as a young quarterback, and last week he demonstrated his ability to make plays on the run. However, Denver's early game turnovers were costly, and if they can clean up those mistakes, they'll be in a much better position moving forward. On the other side, the Saints might be without starting quarterback Derek Carr again this week, leaving Spencer Rattler to handle the offense. Rattler struggled to connect with the team's top receivers, Chris Olave and Rashid Shaheed, in the loss to Tampa Bay, and Alvin Kamara was largely ineffective, managing just 40 rushing yards. If Carr is unavailable again, this game could feature a battle between rookie quarterbacks Nix and Rattler. While New Orleans managed to put up 27 points last week, a closer look reveals that 7 of those points came from a punt return, and 2 short field drives contributed another 10 points. In the second half, the Saints were completely shut down offensively. This week, they'll face a Denver defense that has been solid throughout the season. While the Broncos offense hasn't been lighting up the scoreboard, they had won 3 straight games prior to their loss to the Chargers. The Denver Broncos continue to rely heavily on their defense, which has kept them competitive even as their offense has struggled. Bo Nix is still finding his way in the NFL, but the Broncos defense has been formidable enough to compensate for the team's offensive shortcomings. Even if standout cornerback Pat Surtain is unavailable, Denver's defense should have success against the Saints and Spencer Rattler, who will be making just his second start. To make matters worse for New Orleans, they could be without key players such as Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, and linebacker Pete Werner. The Broncos, by contrast, are the healthier team and boast the stronger defense. Additionally, this game serves as a homecoming for head coach Sean Payton, who likely has been eagerly anticipating this matchup. Given the way the Broncos defense has been playing, New Orleans could be in for another frustrating night, potentially extending their losing streak. Expect Denver to lean on their defense to pull out a road win in this contest, so the Denver Broncos to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. In terms of the total, Denver has split at 6 games in relation to the over-under this season. On the road, the Broncos have stayed under the total in 2 of their 3 away games. Denver's road games this season have included a 46-point combined total against Seattle, while staying under in their victories over Tampa Bay and the Jets. New Orleans, on the other hand, has seen the over hit in 4 of its 6 games this year. At home, the Saints have gone over the total in 2 of their 3 games, combining for 57 points in a Week 1 win over Carolina, while falling short of the line in a 27-point game against Philadelphia and exceeding the line with a combined 78 points in last week's loss to Tampa Bay. There are valid reasons for this game's relatively low total, with the primary factors being Denver's strong defense and the likely absence of New Orleans' starting quarterback. Without Derek Carr, the Saints' offense struggled last week, with top receivers Olave and Shaheed each making just 1 catch. While the Saints managed to score 27 points, most of those came in a frenzied second quarter, largely due to strong play from their defense. They won't have that luxury against a more disciplined Broncos defense. On the offensive side, Denver remains a work in progress as Bo Nix continues to learn and develop. Although their offense is trending in the right direction, they are far from an explosive unit, preferring to rely on their defense to control the game. The under has hit in 3 of the last 4 meetings between these teams. With both offenses struggling and Denver's defense playing at a high level, this game is likely to be low scoring. Expect points to be at a premium. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.